Hey, welcome to the new video. Today you'll have to guess a lot of hard riddles. For each right guess, you get 1 point. Let's see if you can pull this off. Welcome to the party. The music is pumping. The tables are piled high with a delicious spread, and the atmosphere is buzzing with energy and excitement. However, there's something off about this gathering, and it doesn't take long to realize that one of the guests isn't quite what they seem. Hidden among the crowd, camouflaged by the lively ambience, there's a zombie in disguise. Can you figure out who it is by finding the right clues? Take a moment to really look around. There's a bandage wrapped tightly around their hand. Sure, people get injured all the time, but doesn't it seem a bit excessive? If it was just a small cut, a simple adhesive bandage would probably do the trick. This wrap looks more like someone is trying to cover up something a lot more serious. Take a look at their eyes too. The party lights reflect off them, casting a strange, unnatural gleam. And if you peer a little closer, you might notice that their eye color is a deep, almost otherworldly shade of green. It's not just the color though. There's something in the way they gaze around the room. It's slow, deliberate, like they're scanning for something or someone. It's not a casual glance. It's more like a predator sizing up its next meal. Putting all these clues together, the heavily wrapped bandage and the deep green eyes, it becomes clear that something isn't quite right with this party guest. If you piece these hints together and guessed that this person might be a zombie, congratulations. You just earned yourself 1 point. Imagine you're in a bustling cafe. People are enjoying their coffee, engaging in conversations, and working on laptops. The environment is vibrant and modern, but there's something unusual in the air. Among the customers, someone doesn't quite fit in with the time period, and your task is to identify them. To do so, focus on the visual cues that seem out of place. Perhaps someone is dressed in a style that belongs to another era, or they have a gadget that doesn't match contemporary technology. You might see a watch with an unusual display, or a device with an array of buttons that isn't typical of today. As you scan the cafe, watch for behavior that seems odd. Does someone seem overly intrigued by common items, like a pen or a laptop? Are they struggling to use a smartphone? Or do they seem unfamiliar with today's social norms? Take note of anyone who behaves as though they're from a different time or references past events as if they occurred recently. These are potential signs that point to the time traveler's identity. It's like a puzzle, where each detail that doesn't align with the present could be a clue to discovering the time traveler. Stay observant and pay attention to subtle hints in clothing, technology, and behavior. Your time's up. Look at this strange gadget. He's the traveler. Picture a group of friends gathered around a campfire, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the flames. The night is tranquil, with stars twinkling overhead. But there's a sense of unease. One person in the group could be a werewolf, and you need to identify them before the full moon rises. To find the werewolf, focus on visual clues. Notice how each person reacts to the campfire's heat. Is there someone who seems unusually uncomfortable, perhaps pulling their jacket tighter or stepping back from the warmth? Watch for signs of restlessness. Does one person pace around the fire, fidget with their hands, or avoid making eye contact with others? Also, look for changes in behavior. Is there someone who seems on edge, frequently glancing at the surrounding darkness as if expecting something to emerge? Pay attention to physical cues, tense shoulders, nervous movements, or unusual posture. These might be signs that someone is struggling to hide their true identity. While the night may seem calm, there's an undercurrent of suspense. The leaves rustle gently in the breeze, and the fire casts shifting shadows. Among the friends, one person might display subtle signs that set them apart from the rest. An unusual pattern in their body language, a nervous habit, or an inability to sit still. Think of this as a suspenseful mystery, with each observation bringing you closer to uncovering the werewolf. As the full moon approaches, time is running out. Use your instincts and sharp eye to solve the puzzle before the werewolf reveals itself. Your time's up. Did you notice how this guy avoids anything made of silver? He's definitely a werewolf. Welcome to an ordinary office, where employees are busy with their daily tasks, typing at their computers, attending meetings, and grabbing coffee in the break room. However, something's not quite right. Among the bustling co-workers, one of them is a robot disguised as a human, and it's your job to figure out who it is. To identify the robot, focus on signs of robotic behavior or mechanical glitches. Sometimes robots struggle with mimicking human emotions, so look for any inconsistencies in how people respond to the emotions of others. Also, watch out for subtle mechanical glitches. Does someone appear to glitch briefly, perhaps with a sudden stutter in their physical movements or hands that jerk unexpectedly? Another clue might be if someone has an unnatural way of turning their head, as if it's rotating on a pivot. As you walk through the office, observe how people interact with technology and perform their tasks. Is someone unusually efficient, completing work with almost machine-like precision? Perhaps someone avoids direct eye contact or exhibits repetitive behaviors that seem out of place among the other workers. Think of this as a puzzle where each observation could reveal the robot in disguise. Use your sharp eye and intuition to determine who among your coworkers isn't quite as human as they appear to be. With careful observation and attention to detail, you'll be able to unmask the robot hiding in plain sight. Your time's up! Look at this! There's some metal! If you guessed it, then you're very observant. Well done! Welcome to the Haunted House, a place steeped in eerie atmosphere and chilling tales. As you wander through its shadowy corridors, flickering candlelight casts eerie shapes on the walls, and the floorboards creak with every step. Amidst the thrill-seekers and curious guests, there's a ghost among you, and it's your task to identify them before they disappear into the ether. To find the ghost, look for supernatural signs and ghostly behavior. Watch closely for people who don't seem to fit the usual rhythm of the group. Perhaps someone moves with an ethereal grace, gliding across the floor without making any noise, or their steps seem to leave no trace on the creaking floorboards. Observe how people interact with their surroundings. If someone seems unusually cold or appears to be surrounded by a subtle chill in the air, they might be the ghost you're looking for. These might be clues indicating the presence of a ghost. Watch for people who seem to materialize out of nowhere or disappear suddenly, especially in dark corners. If a book falls from a shelf or a door opens on its own, these could be signs of a ghost manipulating the physical environment. Think of this as a game of observation and deduction, where every shadow and unexpected movement could lead you to the ghost's identity. By paying close attention to the details and trusting your instincts, you can uncover which guest is attempting to communicate from the beyond. Stay alert as you navigate this haunted house filled with spectral secrets, and use your keen eyes to discover the truth. Time's up. Check out this guy. He literally doesn't touch the floor. You can be sure he's a ghost. Welcome to an intergalactic space station, where a diverse array of species from across the cosmos coexist. Amidst the hustle and bustle, there's something extraordinary happening. One of the characters is an alien in disguise. Your task is to identify which one by observing their behavior and looking for visual clues that reveal their extraterrestrial nature. As you explore the space station, watch how the characters interact with their environment. Does someone struggle with everyday objects, like they're not used to human technology? Maybe someone seems overly cautious when touching things, or wears gloves even in casual settings. These could be signs that they're not used to human customs. Pay close attention to their physical traits. Are there any features that seem out of place? Perhaps a character has unusually bright eyes, a unique skin tone, or an odd pattern on their skin. Some aliens have distinctive body shapes or proportions, so keep an eye out for someone whose body doesn't quite align with human norms. Observe how they move through the space station. Does anyone walk with an unusual gait or seem to hover slightly above the ground? Aliens might not be accustomed to Earth's gravity, so their movements could be subtly different from those around them. Also, note if someone appears to avoid crowded areas or seems uncomfortable in busy settings. This could indicate an alien trying to blend in. Another clue could be their choice of clothing. While everyone has their own style, aliens might not fully grasp human fashion trends. Look for characters wearing clothes that seem out of date or from another culture entirely. This could be an alien's attempt to disguise themselves without quite understanding human fashion. Think of it as a visual puzzle, where every detail could point to the hidden alien. By focusing on these visual cues and observing how the characters fit into their surroundings, you'll be able to identify the alien in disguise among the crowd at the space station. Use your keen eye and intuition to solve this extraterrestrial mystery. Look at the shape of his eyes. He's an alien. You've earned one more point for yourself if you guessed correctly. How many points were you able to get? Write in the comments. See you soon, guys!